Welcome to the SpellCast.
So it's quite possible. It is very possible that in the rather short term we might have some visitors that we would not like to have. It would be nice if they brought the rest of the Mythalar with them, but they probably won't.
Is there any circumstance in which we want to fully recombine Mythalar at all?
Well, I am unsure what epic magics the Mythalar would imbue upon its surroundings should it be fully formed again. Granted, if it is the same Mythalar that was in the Dwarven City that you told me about, it should only attempt to imbue those same magical properties in the surroundings that it now encompasses, should it be combined. So if it's only protective abjuration magic and other things dealing with a weird arena, that should be fine.
Can either of you translate?
From what we know, the Mythalar was used to keep the mountain from exploding when the big thing exploded.
Right, yeah.
But also...
Yes.
They both like go rummaging through their papers.
Well,
Ganymedes.
Yes.
Right!
Yes.
And that is why I think we want a full Mythalar.
Yes.
This is getting very complicated.
Was that unclear?
No, but it's getting more complicated the more we keep talking. In one sense, if they brought the Mythalar to us, that would be a good thing.
They
But it
won't.
would have to be... Well, I mean,
if they do, that would mean we'd have to sink an entire airship. Don't think about it.
oh no, I'm going to think about this.
Oh my god. Sylvanas, do you have any thoughts about sinking an entire airship?
A really big trebuchet.
That's good.
A machine
A machine.
whose design is intended primarily to attack targets on the ground.
Oh,
What
yeah,
if
that's
we
not
made
so good.
a much smaller version of the big exploding
Dude, and
mountain thing?
then introduce that into a city that's let's keep that technology until we can safely make sure that everyone can find out about it at the same time or never at all.
Yeah, you really just sort of suggested tactical nukes.
I was just thinking of a big... something that would launch maybe a spherical ball.
Yeah,
Cannons exist. Cannons exist. Cannons don't exist.
Cannons do not exist. If they do, they are supremely rare, and rarely anyone around here would probably know about it.
Does Ront know about cannons?
Ron does not know about
Okay.
cannons. Well, now you know about cannons,
Well,
because that thing.
The way more conventional cannons. Or,
No,
okay. Cannons don't exist.
I'm thinking like really small, like not blow up the city level, but blow up the airship level.
That's still pretty big. Not nowhere near as big as a mountain, but still.
But we have a mountain full of the black powder.
what's the airship made out of?
It glinted in the sun.
Is it like a
It
like a
blended in.
zeppelin?
You don't know.
I don't know what a zeppelin is, or like a hot air balloonish.
Yeah, you would know close about that. There are talks of things that exist of that similar
Is that
nature.
what it looks like?
No,
No.
it glinted in the sun.
Oh, never
Which
mind.
says that it could be made, at least on the outside, entirely of metal.
Yeah.
Well, changing gears for a second, we know that they've tried already to infiltrate Dino Island, and we're not very good at it. So, in terms of sending agents to perhaps steal the Mythalar, that is not as likely as them launching an attack. Would you think?
I don't think we can really ascertain their strategies.
Well, I mean, we've been facing them long enough. I think we should be able to at least come up with a
Well,
few
so
ideas.
Dino Island was a thing, but now they have a construct army.
Right. And that's what I'm saying is they seem to be a lot more better at brute force than they are at espionage.
But that runs contrary to other... Well, okay, Ronti, typically known to be pretty okay at sneaking around and doing things. I mean, they did kill our captive.
They did.
Pretty good at it.
But also consider what they're doing now. They're, well...
It sounds like it's not the Yuan Ti directly
Right,
that
it's
are
their agents,
responsible for
like the Black Hearts, like the...
Yes, it is people that they are associating with and cooperating with that are being pretty ham-handed about all of this. I bet they signed off on it, if anything, but really, they probably just told them, hey, fuck shit up, and they're doing that. Cause general unrest and discord so that they have to deal with that while other, plans go in motion. Why else would we have to fucking deal with, their main target was not, hey, fuck this wedding in particular.
Right. No, they
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Everyone, that tracks, because...
Right. No, that was just the result of the actions of whoever's working for them.
Yeah.
Right, and it seems like that plan was not to target specific individuals so much as the noble class itself.
How much was the thing?
Wasn't it 15 gold or something? I don't remember.
I don't remember, even though I was the one that paid for it.
Stuff. Expensive enough that the rich would be the ones who would mostly have it.
Yeah. Oh, that. Yeah, it was like 15 gold pieces.
Yeah,
the jar of stuff.
Yeah, fuck.
15. Yeah.
15 months of an artisan's work.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
15 months for a cream that turns you scaly.
But it's also built as something that will make you beautiful.
Yep.
So it's,
I mean, beautiful to some people.
Why are they targeting the nobility? Is it simply to cause chaos in the ruling class? Or is there something more specific?
If it were more specific, I feel like we wouldn't be seeing such widespread sale of it. We also still don't know if the cream affects people at random or after a certain amount of time, or if there's some other sort of catalyst that's required.
And I guess technically we don't even know if it's a permanent change. I'm assuming it is, but...
We'll
Thiathel,
find out.
what are your thoughts?
When everybody wakes up from their long rest, I would actually like to go back to the hospital and see the man who was affected.
He's not at the hospital.
Well, no, yeah, there is one.
There is one at the
Oh.
hospital.
Because he did seem to be in a right of sorts, and I want to see...
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
But
and I want to see how the progression has gone, so we can kind of gauge.
Yeah, and his transformation was far less dramatic, if I recall.
He hasn't transformed yet.
But he's
He
like
wasn't
growing
a
scales or
He's
weird eyes.
doing things.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was in a lot of pain.
So yes, this is actually that'll be important because that will tell us if, or at least give us a better idea of where the point of no return is.
Yes.
I mean, all I know is that it's not any sort of polymorph, because those effects would be temporary even at the true level.
We can also see if Glyn is starting to...
Turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the better.
Well, the poison itself was, if I recall, the poison that she was stabbed with is present in trace amounts in the goop.
Something matching.
But it wasn't like the dagger was covered in the goop when she was stabbed, right? It was just poison.
That's exactly right.
Okay, so I don't think she would be transforming, but it is perhaps a good idea to make sure of that.
Not
And
transforming,
see
but
she-
possibly starting to speak a little bit more sibilantly.
And just to see how she is. I'm sure she could use some guests. Some happy energy. Pish posh.
What's that?
I don't know. I don't think anyone knows what that means, actually.
Well, one other thing I do want to ask Sylvanus is, what can we do to further secure the piece of Mythlar that the guild has?
Well, I guess don't tell anyone about it. He says as he
sees your father standing behind you drinking. Oh shit, son! All this sounds pretty damn interesting.
Oh yes, it is Dad. It's
And you just turn back to Sylvanas like...
yeah, exactly.
Sylvanas face palms.
Steel.
Steele, would you like another drink? And I walk over to him.
Damn, yeah, sure. No, this Heartfire stuff's pretty damn good. About on my 6th or 7th one,
I would
as
like
it is.
to very much try it. Do you know what the ingredients are? I would like a very detailed explanation.
He goes into the very detailed distillery process.
Beautiful.
I'm listening also.
Of Heartfire.
Is
I'm
Heartfire
like, what
like
are you
a
doing?
format of drink, like whiskey, or is it a specific brand of drink?
It is. It is. It is.
This is a distraction for you.
You know how bourbon it is a type of whiskey, but it's got to be made from the waters in Tennessee or Kentucky, whatever the fuck. It has to be a true bourbon. Can only be it's a whiskey, but you have to call it a bourbon if it's made in this certain area. Like a tequila, it's only made if it's made in the county of Tequila in Mexico, which are worlds that you're unfamiliar with, but that's fine. I've traveled.
I've been to Gothic Earth.
I've been to Gothic Earth. Yeah,
The fiefdom of Kentucky.
the fiefdom. Yeah. Or you can only call a champagne if it's made in the Champagne region of France. Other than that, it's just sparkling wine.
Can we make that canon?
Sure,
can,
yeah.
Can he have traveled through Ravenloft to Gothic Earth
Yes,
and back?
yes,
Okay.
yes. We'll do that. We'll do that. It's fine. That's totally fine. It's like that. It's Heartfire.
Yikes.
It's only Heartfire if it's made from the waters in the Sea of Dragons, right? Other than that, it's just a standard Scotch.
Well, I'll take a couple and let's
It's been
get to that.
Scotch?
That's all the time.
Never tell Conall. He'll be heartbroken.
No, he'll just start drinking more Scotch.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Jesus Christ. Okay. How thick are the walls in the lead-lined room?
It's standard, like
Hang
a
on.
foot.
The ones he knew about the piece of the Mythalar on Dino Island, right? They were using
They were using it. They took it and they used it.
right.
We don't know if they found it through their own means or if they were told about it by someone. We
But
have not figured that out at all.
they do at least know that. Do they know that we took it? I'm sure they probably do. We should assume they do, just to be on the safe side.
We should assume that they do, but there wasn't anyone alive to know. Right? Did we ever find out where Jidenko first found the wild magic boulder?
You did not ask Jidenko that because Jidenko didn't know that he had it, because the only person who knew that he had it was a certain elf dressed in a suit.
Did Weyland know? Did we ask him?
We can ask him when we go to see Jidangle about the.
Oh.
Which reminds me, yeah. When is the debate?
The debate is in 2 days now.
2 days, election in 5.
The award ceremony is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And we still haven't told him that about the debate question.
Fuck!
All right, so let's at least get an order of the things we want to take care of.
Visit the person in the hospital first.
Mhm.
Just do that. That's common courtesy. I will go. Fuck! I will talk to people at the Helm and Cloak and see if anyone wants to lead a small workshop, compensated, of course, for the super fun, happy Adventure Time people.
Oh yeah.
I said I'd do that.
Okay.
I mean, I can say that you wanted to come, but you have other pressing business to attend to this very day, involving people under your charge, which would probably make that okay.
Okay, so we could do those parallel.
Yeah.
We do have to go see Jidangle. Parentheses, talk to Weyland about where the fuck the Mythalar came from.
Yeah. How much she knew about it, if at all. Is there anything that we can do to lean on him because he's a squirrely bastard?
We can threaten him.
With what? He's Weyland.
Right. We can threaten him with Azazel.
Actually, well, I mean, like, along those lines. Do we have the little clickies yet, or do we not? Okay. Do we have any way of contacting Roland?
Roland is in the helm and cloak.
He's like at the table.
Yeah, he's at the table over there.
Roland?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
We might need you to kill an elf.
I knowing that
I'm
you're
joking. I'm joking.
I actually wanted to ask you if you had any further insight or intelligence as to one of our former associates, acquaintances, a certain what's Weyland? Is that his last name?
No, it's not his last name.
Do we know his last name?
I mean, I don't know if you know his last name.
I don't think we know.
Yutani.
Wait. Do you say Weyland?
Yes.
It says wait a minute.
A certain very competent within the employ of one Judankle Silvertooth.
You mean Weyland Yutani? I mean, Pierre, just to make you feel like I didn't put, just to make you feel better, that has been his last name the whole time.
Fucking know it! Yes! It doesn't make me feel better. Nothing can cure this.
You know, and he looks back behind you at, he looks up the stairs in the direction of where Azazel and Conall went to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't know.
Do I know?
Weyland Yutani.
His agents are everywhere.
Weyland Yutani was partners with Conall's father.
Hal like spits out what he's drinking.
Ront takes a sip of something and gently spits it out.
They were both scholars. You didn't know this?
No. The whole time? Mr. Pending hasn't really been forthcoming with many details about any of that.
Well, you mean Conall or his father? Because we don't know where his father is.
Either. Both.
That is true. Conall was very, very tight-lipped.
Yes.
But I mean,
he's allowed to be. It's within his purview.
I can't remember if his father's full elf, isn't it? Yeah, his father's full elf. Yeah, or his mother's full elf.
Father?
Would
I know of?
Oh, yeah, Pending is kind of a strange name for elves.
Right?
Roll me history for Candlekeep.
I mean, it's just like,
So
did they run in the same circles, or like, are their circles even remotely adjacent, or is Pending a famous enough name in scholar circles?
Right. What I'm trying to. What?
8.
No.
Damn it.
Is that all together?
Yeah.
I'm trying.
I don't have proficiency in history.
Well,
I do.
That's right.
He doesn't share very much.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to ask him.
Yeah.
Okay. It was a 9.
How is it? What episode is, or what session is this?
This is.
Oh God, I don't know.
Yeah, it's some.
40.
We're getting towards 50 now, aren't we?
7.
And we didn't know. Had.
Always.
Okay. His father's a full elf. Okay, there we go. Yeah,
Had.
They were archaeologists. Well, his father was the true archaeologist. Weyland just stayed at Candlekeep and did most of the in-research and study. That's what Mr. Pending told us when he joined us, and we had him detail his full background to us. It's part of a protocol, as it is.
And
Were they working together on Dino Island, or was that after he had already disappeared?
Dino Island was something we discovered when we did the possibility of the stuff being on Dino Island was something we discovered in the debrief as we brought him on board. But it was like a hindsight. It was one of the areas we would have guessed.
Was Mr. Yutani working in concert with you, or was he just one of Mr. Pending's associates?
Mr. Yutani was one of Mr. Pending's associates prior to him joining the Sentinels. Mr. Yutani, we would assume, didn't know what happened. Didn't know that Mr. Pending joined us. We would also assume that Mr. Yutani thinks that Mr. Pending is probably dead. But I do remember that in the debrief of Mr. Pending.
How does a scholar like Mr. Yutani end up in the employ of a Silvertooth? How does that happen?
Jadenko has a lot of money.
Yes, but still.
I mean, a lot of money.
Yes, but still.
Like, Dino Island didn't even make a dent. Because he hired Weyland, who insured it.
But you can see how the employ of Mr. Silvertooth, although excessively lucrative, does not seem anything even remotely adjacent to what his chosen calling had been.
Right.
Does that track?
Yes.
You with me?
It's a very small track, though. And I'm at the end of it.
Do we really know nothing else about Mr. Yutani?
We never saw fit to keep track of him after the acquisition of the asset that was Mr. Pending.
Is there a process of making a formal inquest through the resources of the Sentinels? I understand that we're not quite fully...
Yes, that process will have to come prior, and then we'll have to actually physically go to the headquarters to work out logistics of that and all sorts of things. I can't do that from here.
And it seems like it takes some time as opposed to, on top of travel.
Well, yes, somewhat. We'll have to see. I mean, traveling there's not a big deal in of itself. It's getting back. It's well, you saw Azazel. That's getting back.
The skyboxes.
Yes.
I'm not.
I hope you like heights.
Eh.
Yes.
Actually sounds quite exhilarating.
Other two roles pending.
One of the roles is pending, the other role is pending.
I mean, if Azazel's afraid, she can just rage.
I mean, Zazel's done it before, so
Right, there
it's
you
fine.
go.
It's probably fine.
Is falling from the stratosphere bludgeoning damage on the order of reducible by rage in order to live?
I mean, by the rules as written, if it's bludgeoning damage.
Yes, but what if you're being bludgeoned by the earth?
No, technically by the Toral.
The Toral.
Fine. Or you are trying to bludgeon the Toral with yourself.
Actually, she's a zealot barbarian,
Mm-hmm.
so at a high enough level, she wouldn't die anyway if she was raging. Even if
I think she's already reached that level. Probably.
Seriously?
Yeah, probably. Seriously.
so as long as she's angry enough, she just won't die.
Well, she gets a free revive or something.
Right,
but
right.
Yeah, that's the spirit thing. If there's a spell cast explicitly to resurrect you,
there's no component cost.
there's no component cost, which is
Right.
a different thing.
But they at higher levels they do get. You cannot die from hit point loss.
Right.
while
Okay,
you
but
rage.
so on the agenda, go to the hospital, go have a workshop with the kids for appearances and networking and whatnot. Go to Jadenkel and Weyland.
Go see Gil. Jill. Gail.
Glenn,
sorry.
it's okay.
That's the hospital.
Oh!
That's a hospital.
I'm a good person.
Fuck. I apparently need to go talk to somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody about the Underseller.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where would I go?
Cassius Blanco could probably tell you.
Really?
I mean, the Thieves Guild has to have it. Would Hal even know this shit? Yeah.
Would Ront know this shit?
So my assumption as
as a player.
as a noble,
Oh.
in order for the Thieves Guild to operate, they would probably have to have some kind of understanding with the local power structure. That's my assumption based on if there say you have a lord and he is lord of a local fiefdom or something, and then you have some robbers who give him a cut.
I mean, I guess, but the question is whether or not the Lord is even aware. Like a thieves guild could operate as a like shadow business, right?
Right. But the thing is that if you're doing that, then there's always the potential that someone who investigates crime, like Cassius Blanco, would uncover what you're doing and potentially be a danger. Now, if you have someone like Cassius Blanco who will generally see your way as long as you're sliding him some gold, then that's probably better for business.
I guess, but like, there's this weird double jurisdiction thing, right? Right?
Generally speaking, the Thieves Guild is most active in the outer city. That is outside of all of the walls of the city, which is this whole part and this whole part over here, outside of the walls of the city.
Wait, so...
Which is...
But the undercellar is like...
Yeah, the undercellar is inside the walls.
But it connect... Fuck it.
So maybe it's a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, there's an understanding, hey, we won't come into the city as long as you don't come out here and arrest us.
Also,
however, we go through the undercellar and we do come in anyway.
Yeah. Also, little note, most of the refugees that you discovered under the mountain that were changed were refugees that live in the outer city.
That's what they told us.
That's what they told me.
So these were people that were basically being kidnapped.
Yeah.
Maybe we should talk to the Black Arts and find out a little bit more about...
You think we're going to get anything valuable from them?
Well, I mean...
They did agree to work with you.
Whatever that means.
Well, it's my understanding is that as long as we don't implicate them, that doesn't necessarily mean they'll tell us the truth.
I'm going to let you handle that.
Oh, that'll be great. I'll do it.
I have no reason to believe that they would play ball with me at all. I put a thunderstone in the guy's mouth and punched it.
I don't think they would care. Well, maybe they would care, but not because they care about him.
You at least know how to play that game.
Okay, so maybe put down talk to the Black Hearts as another... as like a sub thing of trying to find...
Fuck. Just make a note to tell Sylvanus, the guy that got transformed is being held by the fucking watch in the place where Cassius works.
Okay, thanks, Ron. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Or Ront to rock, whichever one you prefer now.
Please call me Ront.
Ront to rock?
Please just call me Ront.
Okay.
He said that as long as certain understandings are met, we could send people over to do whatever it is we do with things like that.
Okay.
It seems worth investigation.
Sure.
Fuck. Hospital, kids.
Weyland, Jadenko, award
Jadenko.
ceremony, underseller, Black Hearts. Also Thieves Guild.
Yeah, which is
But
part
just
of why
part of underseller.
Yeah. I may just go to the outer quarter and be like, oh no, poor me. I have to lug all of this money out this terribly perilous way and see what happens.
That's fantastic. I really like this idea.
Anything else, guys? The three of you. Anything.
I mean, I'm sure I had tons. It's just... Oh, I buy plate armor, or whatever the fuck it was. I just buy
Yeah, because we have a shit ton of
Wait, no,
gold now.
I think I'm poor now?
Well, no, wasn't there there was 1,500 gold?
Yeah,
So
and then
we-
1,000 on top of that.
So
Oh, I didn't write that in, I guess.
we all ended up getting how much?
It was like 300 apiece or
Yeah,
something like
300
that.
apiece.
No, I think I did write that in.
Yeah.
2,500.
500 apiece.
Oh, then I definitely did not write that
Yeah,
in.
neither did I.
Yikes.
I did use 100. Well, I already took that off my sheet though, because I had 250 beforehand.
Yeah, I definitely didn't write that in. Thea, anything? Any ideas? Anything you just want to do?
No, the one thing I wanted to do, we're doing.
500, you said?
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So is that good?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, we're going to end the session. We're going to pick back up with After the Long Rest and see what happens on the day of the award ceremony. Yay! Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Hey guys, Adam here, jumping in with a quick announcement. we have some friends who are looking for voice actors for a new animated Dungeons & Dragons TV series they are writing. They are casting for many roles. They are accepting all auditions. If you would like to be a part of this project, please email them at rollforinitiativeshow@gmail.com. You have until 12 p.m. this Wednesday, that's the 24th, to get your audition in and send it in to them. They have 12 roles that they're casting for, so go ahead. If you want to see if you can be part of a series and do some voiceover work, send that in. We also have a fundraiser that Charlotte is trying to raise. She plays Sav'ah Rah in the show. She and a couple of friends are trying to go to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival to perform, and they are seeing if they can get some funds to help make that easier for them to do. If you go to the GoFundMe, just search up Road to Edinburgh at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. It's a theater festival they put on every year in Edinburgh, Scotland. And that's all I have for you today. So I'm going to get out of your way and enjoy the rest of the episode. Bye-bye.
Woo! Well, we're back after many months of not recording, after many months of delayed.
What year is it?
It's 2019. Hey, it's actually our first recording in 2019.
Woo, we're back.
Here on June the 4th.
The halfway mark.
Right?
Yeah, we finally came out of Jumanji.
Yeah, we did. We were trying a jungle one shot, and it didn't go well. We got stuck there.
We should have a Jumanji one shot.
Oh my god. Fucking yeah, that'd be dope. I mean, my Tomb of Annihilation book is right there. It has all sorts of jungle encounters.
I rescind my suggestion.
I want to be a monkey.
At least it's not Tomb of Horrors.
At least it's not Tomb of Horrors.
So basically...
But it is run by a Sararak, so that's okay. Alright, so we did a little catch up off the air, just so we, because it's been many moons since we last recouped. But the last thing we did, I know this, we had a long rest, and the next day around noon, high noon, was going to be the awards ceremony. That you guys would get your awards for rescuing the people in underneath the mountain. Yep, that's it. Dillard Porter organized that on his own, since he is the Grand Duke. Neat. That will take place in the Wide, so they have cleared the Wide of all shopping, etc., etc.
Did they clean the mess?
Yeah, they cleaned the mess. They poured some sawdust over the blood and whatnot. It's fine. It happens. This is what they do.
They used to at Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Smells like home.
Smells like home. Indeed. Sawdust. Mike, you had a question about what should you wear?
Yes. Is there anything in particular that the guild wants us to wear as far as finery?
For the city.
The guild finally breaks out of a closet some tabards with the sigil of the Knights of the Helm and Cloak. That I think that is probably, if I remember correctly, it was a sigil of a sword as if buried in the ground with a helmet sitting on it and a cloak blowing in the wind.
I like it.
Aside from, yes, it's as if in tribute to a fallen soldier where they fell, you take their articles, their weapons, and, it's like in-field army ceremonies where they take the boots, the gun, they prop the gun up and put the helmet on top of the gun. Yeah. It's similar in fashion to that.
Okay.
They've given you these tabards, they've made sure they are the correct sizes, so no worries there. And all you have to do is be there by noon. They have woken you up at around 7 a.m. so that you have time to prep and make yourselves prim and proper and whatever you want to look like when you go there. That's all they've requested, is that you wear the tabards because it's good publicity.
Do they fit over our gear, or
yes?
Does it? Okay.
Yes.
How about our spikes?
Oh, there are a few rips here and there. But that's
Actually, give me a second.
Anyone have a leather backing?
Actually, give me a second.
Conall is excited.
There you go.
He feels like a protector.
I mean, yeah. It
Whips
does.
out his badge. Halt! Yeah, I like this. In the name of the shield and cloak.
Nope.
Can't do that.
Sir, does that car have daytime running lights?
So yeah, you have some rips and don't you have mending?
Yeah, but he's going to re-rip.
Oh, right.
I had to spend time and money to make the cloak of mending that he uses.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And that doesn't stop the tears. It just means that when he pulls himself out of them, they close back up.
Don't we have something that can like mimic clothes?
What?
Mimic clothes?
Like we had to use something to hide.
We can use a disguise self spell, but like.
So that way it looks like they're not even ripped. It just looks like he's wearing it.
Yeah.
Can I do disguise self and make it look like? I mean, obviously people are going to be able to see through it.
I mean, yeah. If you so choose, you can do this at the award ceremony. Yeah, and be your human avatar.
It's not like
just,
they have
just the clothes.
Oh, just the clothes. Oh, so you would basically be wearing a disguised self of yourself,
Myself.
but with not a cloak.
Yeah.
Or like the white like goes
I
over
like
the
it.
spikes or something.
I like it.
It looks like a cape almost.
And someone would be like, his clothes are... No, they're not. Shut up. Yeah, you could totally do
Best I
that.
have.
It's not like we look. It's not like we live in a society that has camera technology that would not be fooled by such mind-altering spells.
I figure with a crowd that big, someone's going to make their saving throw.
Yeah, of course.
Well, okay. So here's the thing. They need a reason to even try to make the saving throw, right? Right? Like that's how. It's not just like any old DM just gonna be like, everyone trusts nothing.
So then, how about this? I just want to make it look like it's actually tailored to suit my spikes, so that it's not like
little rings and things.
Little
Yeah.
buttonholes everywhere.
yes.
I love it. Brilliant.
It's called fashion, baby. You heard of it?
I love it.
Although I'm still not quite sure. Like, goddamn, man.
So you have 5 hours. Let's say it takes you an hour to just get ready to go outside of the tavern. Let's just say that on average.
So we
you
have 4 hours.
4 hours before the ceremony. Is there literally anything anyone you wish to speak to, any place you wish to go? I know we talked about shopping before on last time. You wanted to buy plate mail or something. Maybe you did plate mail. I don't know.
I wanted to see if I could get, like, plate mail with an enchantment on it. Or, like, get, like, commission plate mail to be made while being involved in the process so that I could imbue it with magic as it's made. But I don't think I actually have the cash for that.
Is a bit of cash.
How much do you need?
Like, price of the item itself, which...
1,500 or something?
looking at it, I actually do have a unreasonable amount of cash
Same.
for what I've been doing.
Same.
But it's not super extra important. Like, now that I'm thinking about it.
Thiathel, is there anything you would like to do before the award ceremony? I know Thiathel's not getting an award here, but...
What do you mean she's not getting awards?
But we want her to be on stage with us because we want her to be seen with us in public because...
So you know who they're messing with.
Is that important?
There you go, yeah.
Does that look important?
Unless that becomes a liability for her because we do have a weird rap in the city, question mark.
Ooh, actually, yes. You might be more strategic in the crowd.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to be strategic. If you want to be up there
strategic in at this particular event.
Oh yeah, we're about to get into politics.
No, this is not the politics. Stop.
We're going to be. This is the town.
No, I still know.
My line of thinking is that there's a group of infernal-hating clerics, or at least a religious order.
Yes, the Eyes of Tyr.
Yes, that wants to eradicate infernals from the city. So
is there ever a good on-the-level organization that names itself after eyes? Ever? Ever.
The Opus Dei? No.
We tried. Nope, probably not.
Like, what? Huh.
Or has eyes in their symbology. No.
Why is it like this? Go on.
Anyway, so they want to get rid of infernals, and I'm going to be standing on stage. So, like,
Oh.
never know.
They were just lining up to get egged. Or worse. Wow.
I will have my bow, good sir.
I guess would it be like more pertinent, is that the right word? To be up on stage or to be feeling out in the crowd? Because I am going to attract attention no matter where I am. So it's like...
You're a half elf?
Yes, but I am...
No, she's a full elf.
Yeah, no, I'm a moon elf.
But you're also what?
I am also in a position of privilege.
Oh,
so
moon elves.
Oh, that's
everywhere
right,
I
that's
go,
right, that's right. Yeah,
Moon
yeah.
elves have like the...
Oh,
Well,
you're pretty.
I mean, yeah, but that's the extent of it until you actually become, like, publicly known to be associated with us.
Yeah. When
No, I
you
haven't- I haven't.
when you basically way position of privilege works is when you reveal yourself to be a noble or dress in such a way that suggests that you are of noble lineage, then people do.
Okay, so I can be like undercover.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I mean, like, even if you were just dressed as you normally are, your fine, esteemed self, you still aren't publicly known to be associated with us. So that wouldn't necessarily be a problem for you until that
so I guess
happens.
it would be better for me to not be on stage then.
It's your choice.
We don't have to pull that trigger. I only threw it out because, like, hey, hi.
Yeah, it's whatever you want. Whatever you think is more interesting for you.
Yeah, no, I'll stay on the crowd.
Okay, cool. So, anything else?
I'm going to spend the time back at the guild hall, like maybe outside in the back or something, and just like communing with my sword and with Nasali, and just like trying to
At the same time?
to figure out this more just sort of like trying to figure out this magic thing. So like not like it's an ongoing process basically, but my thinking is talk to the sword. If the sword doesn't tell me what I want, talk to Nasali.
You commune with the sword. You take a few minutes, and there is out in the back there is an old moss-covered stone next to a tree. It looks like someone had hewn the top flat to make it more like a bench of sort, like a little seating area. You can sit there if you choose. You can kneel by it if you choose. Doesn't
I'm
matter.
gonna put the sword up on there, and then just like sit on the ground in front.
Oh, fair. So you start to commune.
My idea of communing is basically to like ask it questions,
Yeah.
pointedly, like
At first, you've openly, vocally asked these questions. For the first few questions you ask, it doesn't work. It doesn't like actively reply to you. Nasali chimes in and says, "Oh my God! Look at you! You're stupid, asking a stupid. So I get stuck with the crazy person. You mean I have to be stuck in the head of a crazy person who won't talk?"
Point of order, do any of us know that that's happening to you?
I don't think I've.
You said you've heard Nasali in your head.
Oh, yes.
You have. I don't think you've associated it with the ring.
No.
You've said
Absolutely not.
you've listed explicit details of how she wishes to be, how she had wished to be buried or
why
taken
did we
care
want
of.
to do that? That was the thing that was on the list.
After the ceremony.
Yeah.
You're just wearing the ring?
Yeah.
Did we even detect magic the ring?
Yeah. You figured out what the ring was.
Oh, we did?
Well, you. I
Oh, that's,
told you what the
that's right.
ring
Yeah,
was.
because like you can just identify stuff.
Yeah. I
Well,
identified that.
did you tell us what the ring does, or did you tell us what the ring does?
I've told y'all.
So Hal has not put two and two together. Okay, he is not like has not thought that the ring has anything to do with it.
Okay, who in story has received the knowledge of what the ring actually does?
Who in story has received the knowledge of what the ring actually does? Whoever casts it, identify on it would know.
No.
I just
don't.
like
You
basically
put on
wore
the
it
ring.
and like
Was it me?
spent time, I guess.
Then there you go. Then you're attuned to what the ring actually does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If when you spend time, you are attuned to what the ring does.
Oh, it's
Because,
definitely me.
but I don't think you've told anyone, and that could have been a character choice on you.
If I would tell anyone, it would probably be wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't think you have that.
I haven't thought.
And
of that
I
yet.
forgot, I actually do have identify. It is one of the very first features I get.
Right.
In fact, it is the very first feature I get. Detect magic and identify.
So
I'm a fucking idiot.
So, she cuts herself off, and in the moment where she annoyingly just chimes into what you're doing, she breaks your concentration, you just shut your eyes for a second, and then she just shuts up and you open your eyes, and sort of lounging, a tail with a tuft of fur at the end, swinging off the edge of the rock, cub-like, right? Very young, like a lion cub of sorts, of yellow-orangish hue and glow, almost transparent, is just laying on top of the rock, licking its paws, as if cleaning its ethereal fur.
Oh, hello. I was hoping you would show up.
It looks at you. It continues licking its paw.
Now listen, I know you're not very talkative, but I don't really understand what's happening.
Neither do I. And you hear the lion growl.
Oh, it's okay. She's with me. I guess it's not okay. But for the moment, at least, how am I doing these things?
You ask. So you're asking, doing the things. What do you mean?
Things.
The magic things.
The magic things.
The magic things. Okay. What specifically? The warlock magic? I'm trying to think how he would.
Sorry for putting you on the spot.
No.
It's his favorite part.
That right? It is the bonding agreement of your lineage that traces back many generations.
You have a very deep voice for such a small little thing.
Size isn't everything.
I will take your word for it. So, when you say lineage, unpack that for me.
You are a bladeling, yes?
Yes, I am a bladeling.
Good. Your lineage traces back many generations, eons, nearly to before the birthing of this world.
Wow.
Yes. The planes that form this prime material are older than the prime material.
That would make sense, yes.
Yes. And the plane from which you come, from which your people come, is what draws you to be connected to me.
Ah, I see. So this was all part of some cosmic plan, wasn't it?
Cosmic coincidences.
Oh, I like that better.
Yes, I do too.
I was about to get angry the way Ront gets angry, but...
Yes, no, there are no cosmic plans. Myself and my brothers and sisters have learned that all that is in the universe is random, happening or not happening, at the whims of its own design. Only great powers can influence some of these happenings, but yet...
But, sorry to interrupt, but what about little very, very small happenings?
I mean, that's just like, we don't really have much control over that. I guess a god could make an ant do something, but could not you, such as yourself, make an ant do something?
Well, that's kind of my point.
Exactly.
Ha! We're getting somewhere.
Ah, yes.
I don't know exactly where, but...
We are getting to a very fine point that I think is important for you and your friends to realize.
Which is? I know. I want to see if you know.
He licks the paw. He licks the paw.
We are in control of our own destiny.
Of the many times I have arbitrated the dealings of mortals and powers, one thing has become clear. As far as the fate of the prime material is concerned, there is no difference. They both meddle, they both fix, and they both break. And they both can, with a little effort,
Be repaired?
Well, that's the opposite of what I was going to say. So, you were a bit off there, but it's fine. It's fine.
My
Hold on, ethereal hairball. There's an ethereal hairball that bounces on the ground and then dissipates into particles of orange-yellow light. It's... Sorry.
Quite disgusting.
Yes. Yeah.
It's alright, it happens.
Yeah, 32,000 years, I still can't fix that, so...
Right, so, die. You were going with death. You were going with the end of... Are we talking the end of all things?
No, but the beginning.
Now you're losing me.
Yes. Yes, I am.
It's apparent, isn't it?
Yes, that is fine. You are young. They were all young ones.
So, I see. I see what's happening here.
You're face to face with greatness, and it's strange.
God damn it! I was about to say that. It's adorable.
Something like that, yes. Well, this has given me a lot to think about. Let's do this again sometime.
Of course. Have I answered your question?
I think so.
Okay.
I'll get back to you on it.
All right.
Goodbye. I'm hanging up now.
Goodbye, friend.
Goodbye, friend.
He doesn't disappear. He's still He's still sitting there, staring at you intently while licking his paw.
He's never going away again.
Wait, question.
He's just going to be this hallucination that you have.
For my own context, so is he like on top of the weapon, or is
on top
he
of the weapon? On top of the weapon.
Oh, okay. I thought the weapon transformed into him first.
He's on top of the weapon.
Kwame.
Nasa, 2 questions. One, can you see him? It?
Do you turn this way?
I'm just talking to Sally, and then I look back.
You look back. You can see the ethereal orange and like an ethereal orange and yellow amorphous energy get sucked back into your sword.
It's Kame's turtle.
Well, it was
2 guys.
interesting. Take the sword.
You grab your sword. As you grab your sword, it's a little rough to pull off the rock, but you're strong enough that you pull it and it feels like something breaks. You look at the rock. You look at the rock, and little stalagmites have like risen up. And if you look at your sword, little stalactites are like going outward from the blade. They retract back into the blade. But the little stalagmites in the stone, they seem to be permanent, making like a little spiky line along the top of the stone.
So I guess what I'll do is for the rest of the time I'll play around with that actually.
Yeah.
Just like see if I can get it to happen in like little controlled ways, and probably make the totally piss off whoever made that thing.
Yeah, perfectly balanced and flat.
But yeah, so that's all I'm going to do. I'm fascinated. I'm just going to keep doing that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure. I'll tell you what you discovered. So this was your communion with the sword. Let's say it's around 9 o'clock now. Does anyone have anything that they want to do before we
Did we eat?
Yes. There was a breakfast. You probably ate your breakfast quick to go out and do that. There was a healthy, hearty hero's breakfast in celebration. What?
Was it ramen?
Yes. Sure. Let's say it was ramen. There are quite a few.
There's still a ramen place?
Well, I mean, the secret recipe kind of got out because, that happens.
Did it?
Well, not secret recipes, but like recipes to make noodles, yes.
Interesting.
So I imagine Connell's like trading it for a bottle of hard fire.
Probably. It could very well have been a thing.
He just slowly sips his glass of Winnie.
Winnie, wow. A lot of the other Knights of the Helm and Cloak, the guild members, are actually getting ready too and wearing their tabards as well, because they want to show and be present for your the reception of your awards.
I'll actually talk to who the fuck would be appropriate for this. Like we don't have like a captain of the guard or anything like that. Like we could talk to Sylvanas because he's like high up, but like just someone who's
the head of security.
Yeah, more or less.
That would be Norrisk Runeheim.
Have we ever spoken to him?
He is Hal's instructor. He was Hal's instructor for first level fighter.
Neat. Okay. Yeah, I'll talk to him and ask him like if he has any details about how this is supposed to go down today. If he was given any details, or if like they're not involved with any of the proceedings. Like, what do they know?
He's not involved.
Did I find any potions in town?
In town, as you are walking around, you find an adventurer's shop. What potions are you looking for?
I'm looking for health, definitely, because those are scarce.
Mm-hmm.
My conscience tells me stamina. Any ranging potions?
I'll go ahead and say this:
anti-poison, anti-fire.
You can find anti-poison. You can find anti-venom.
Yeah, I'll take some anti-venom.
Anti-venom would cost.
How much?
Let me see.
Well, are these the kind that give you resistance to poisons that you have not had yet, or the kinds that help you deal with poisons that you have had yet?
It's usually you will drink it to fight off whatever poison you got, and then you're immune to it for a little time after that. Isn't that usually how it works?
Nope.
It's weird. It's
We've had
I
this issue
am
before.
going based off of RuneScape.
Yeah, we've had this issue before. We've had this issue before where
For the
an
listeners.
antidote and an antivenom are different.
Antitoxin. A creature that drinks this vial of liquid gains advantage on saving throws against poison. For 1 hour, it confers no benefit to undead or constructs. A vial of antitoxin is 50 gold pieces. 1 vial.
What potions are there?
At a standard adventure shop,
Yeah.
you find... You can find the standard potions of healing at 50 gold pieces each. They're since the town has come back into resupply, you can find, because they are rather expensive, the shops that do carry them generally only carry around 4 or 5
Each.
and this is the standard ones.
And so for the standard ones,
That's
is-
44 plus 4.
What?
That's
40. That's 2d4 plus 2.
Okay.
So I will purchase 6.
6, okay. So you find 3 in one shop, and then you go to another, you find 2, and you find one final shop that, because the morning surge, they usually go, right? This is an adventuring town. You find the last one, you actually have to fight someone to get it. It's like Black Friday, but you know, once you're like, I'm getting an award today, and they're like, oh, they back off. They realize who you are.
And that's how Conall went from 436 gold to 136 gold.
Yep.
There you go. That's the way it is.
Hey, these are important. These will help my mates, especially if I accidentally, shoot slime on them or something.
Yeah, okay. Continuing my conversation with Norris.
Yes.
What is their plan? Are they gonna stand as a contingent off to a side, or are they just gonna be showing up wherever? How are they gonna?
They're going to just, he tells you that the plan is they're just going to gather in formation somewhere noticeable in the crowd.
Okay.
Ooh, I already had 2. We have 8 guys.
Obviously, thanks for even bothering to come out. This, don't really get why we're even having to deal with any of this. We just did a job, right? It's not like you guys don't do your jobs a heck of a lot more than we do. But I am worried that somebody's gonna try to do something stupid. Not you guys, obviously not. But I'm worried that someone, some, I don't know, schmuck,
For lack of a better word.
some infernal hating schmuck perhaps might try to cause some sort of disturbance at the thing. I don't necessarily believe that we will be the direct targets of any violence, but who knows what might happen. I hope we won't have to deal with that, but I hope that if something happens, we all, and I emphasize we all will be ready.
He tells you that even though the guild cannot brawl in the streets, right? Just because that looks bad in the organization.
Of course.
Yeah. He knows that generally with as many important people as will probably be there, the city guard will be there, the Flaming Fist will probably be there. He doubts highly that anyone is going to start any trouble, especially if they're smart enough to not start any trouble.
I know we haven't spoken very much, but if we do, we should have a drink sometime.
Aye, laddie, I think we should too.
You'll quickly learn that it's easy to find many reasons to question the intelligence of various actors in the city.
Really? Noticed.
We'll stick around. We'll see if we'll see what we notice.
Okay. Make a bet.
Make a bet.
Make a bet.
I'm not gonna bet on whether tragedy befalls a reward ceremony.
His estimation of you may rise.
We call this the white reward ceremony.
Right.
No blood
Wait,
spilled
does
at
any
all.
of us have a shield, out of curiosity? Right, perfect. Is it a big shield?
I would if I had proficiency, but I don't. That's why I wear scale mail.
I was worried about him. I was prepared to jump in front of him with a shield.
He's already got the highest AC out of all of us.
The shield spell, is that self only?
Yes.
The shield spell is a reaction. I
It's
think
a
it is
reaction's
self.
help.
Are we
I'd love to
ready
make
to
you
do
a
this?
shield of shield.
Yes. Are we ready to do this thing?
How fucking
Yes.
rad would that be?
All right. It comes time, 11 o'clock. Everyone who is in the guild, who is going to this award ceremony, there's about 20 members that will be there in attendance, aside from you guys and Sylvanas and Rita Gale. They will all be going. They sort of, everyone gets out in the street. There's not a carriage for you all. They sort of all march with you in formation up the street to the award ceremony.
Neat.
The passers-by you pass by are intrigued as to what makes the Knights of the Helm and Cloak march in mass to any single location, and so there is a little bit of a following going along with you guys to see what the hell's going on.
I think about smiling and waving, and then I realize I have fangs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, like...
Leave that to
I'll be right next to him, smiling and waving.
There you go.
Are your teeth, like, filed or something? Or are they just, like, normal teeth?
Actually, no, I just have normal teeth.
Alright, you do that.
I think Bladelings in like 3rd edition have like needle teeth, but I don't really like that. So.
There is you pass by the guild that you visited, with the kid that you gave the autograph to, the dagger to, etc., etc.
Whatever they're called.
Yeah, the super fun time, awesome Galaxy Force Team 52.
Yep.
Space kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we said last time too.
Exactly. Yeah. No change whatsoever. You pass by them, and a couple of the kids are like actually running out to the crowd, and a couple of their parents are following. They're taking some of the kids like a little field trip day or whatever.
Oh, cool.
To see the award ceremony. Yeah. But it doesn't take very long. You attract a bit of a crowd as you're marching, and you get to a part cut in the street where it forks, and you come up one fork to go to the main road, and you see in the other side of the fork, marching in formation, a group of city guard accompanying first a group of city guard that your group lets pass, and then right behind them you see the Blackhearts marching in formation as well.
Anyone we recognize?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All of them.
All of them.
That you saw. Yeah. A lot of them.
Were any of them supposed to still be in custody, or like did they all just go?
They all got slapped on the wrist and let go.
They were just questioned, right?
They're just questioned.
Okay.
Yeah. You see Maximilian Blackheart, right? You see Patrick Wynalder. You see the rest of the 3 of the crew.
Wave to him.
Wave to them. They don't wave back, unsurprisingly. Let me do me a perception check. Do me a perception check.
Just him?
Yeah, he's waving.
1?
Nope. Alright, that's all you see. That's all you see.
I think they like us now.
Who? Hal? What?
What?
Huh?
Never mind.
Good.
Well, you all see the Blackhearts. Yeah.
Okay. Are we still walking along with our little retinue and like our followers on?
Yeah. Wait, Ron, you did ask
What?
who all's there, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, you go ahead and roll me a perception check. too.
Okay.
I'll let you do as well. That weird noise is recorded.
Yeah.
Here's fine. Does Ront have observant? Is that what this is? This is perception?
Perception.
Ront is not a perceptive fellow. 12. Wait, plus whiz, right?
Yeah.
14.
Okay. You notice among the breastplated and cloaked Blackhearts,
Yeah.
you notice near the back among their lower ranks, 2 familiar figures. One is very tall, and one is kind of short. One looks a little bit weaselly. The other one looks very brawny, as if he could pull a cart all by himself.
Cart full of pink
Fluids?
fluid.
Cart possibly full of pink fluid.
I honestly don't remember, guys.
So you ran into, when you were shopping,
in the wide, you ran into a couple of salesmen who were trying to sell you the pink goop.
And there were 2 of them?
There were 2 of them. Well, one of them was really the salesman.
Yeah.
This sort of weaselly fellow.
No, that tracks.
Yeah.
The other guy just pulled the card.
The other guy just was big as an ox.
But so these are... I see their faces and they're familiar, or...
You see their faces, yes, and they're familiar.
And they're with the black cards?
They're with the black cards.